Hey, and we are live. This is Gary from Tendo and Business Club this afternoon with John Higgins from Love My Club in association with Vitality. And we're going to be chatting about why small business owners need health insurance. Luke, give us a wave. Tell us how your week's been.
Luke, good lad.
Absolutely. Not seen him for a while.
I've not. I wonder what he's been up to.
Yeah, we're not seeing
He's
him.
obviously been doing well if we haven't seen him for a while.
Not seen him for a couple of weeks. Absolutely. But let me, John, just tell us what you're up to all weekend while I get this shared in.
Well, having palpitations on Saturday because Liverpool are playing Tottenham in the Champions League final.
Is there some football on?
Yeah, there's some football on. Not as you'd understand it as a Leeds fan. It's good to watch. No, a bit nervous about that one. So we've got a pal coming over to watch that. I'm just hoping that we'll be in good enough a state to understand the rules of football by the time it starts.
Where do you think? Where's your head at?
60-40 in our favour. But they're out of a good team. Took us apart in the second half Anfield.
Yeah, should have beat you, to be fair.
Beat us, yeah. And then the goalie decided to help us nearly win the league, which is a sore point. But yeah, so that. And then we're chucking weights at each other yesterday that neither of us are strong enough to lift.
Chuck a couple of weights, absolutely. Stuart, Charles, thanks for joining us. Give us a wave. We're here for this very, very important and often misunderstood topic of why small business owners need health insurance. John kindly sponsored boot camp recently, so it's taken us a while to get this date in the diary, but John's going to share his insight and his knowledge with us this afternoon around why small business owners need health insurance, what the different types of products are, what some of the benefits are, why many small business owners are not doing it. So look, I'm looking forward to this as well. So I know it's wider than just cash plans. I've had a cash plan for years. It's wider than just cash plans. So I'm looking forward to understanding this as well. So look, let us know if you're a football fan. Are you fancying Spurs or Liverpool this weekend? That's for certain.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm either going to be in the bar here or at home with a very, very big mate of mine who's a Liverpool fan. So I think
Is he big?
He's actually tiny, but he's a very vociferous Liverpool fan.
So are you going to wind him up?
I'll be cheering Liverpool on because I'd expect him to do the same if the shoes were on the other foot. So, So guys, let us know. If you got any questions. Give us a wave. Let us know you're here. Tell us how your week's been. So we're gonna hit the gym this afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to try and do our PB, aren't we?
Do a PB on the bench press and tomorrow morning as well.
Yeah, we'll be sore, so we'll just walk on the treadmill.
We'll walk on the treadmill. Are you having a couple of beers on Saturday night for the match?
Yes. I'll either be drowning my sorrows or celebrating crazily. Either way, someday we will not be training in the morning. I can guarantee you that. I
actually said with my Leeds United hat on recently, and obviously that petered off to a very poorly end. But I said after the Derby game, I said, when I get home, I'm either going to be so ecstatic I'm going to be unbearable, and you're not going to want to be in the same house as me, or I'm going to be so fed up I'm going to be unbearable.
And you're not going to want to say that. Yeah, that's exactly. I agree with that logic. Yeah. That's all we need tomorrow. Yeah, Emma's the one be there. She's just said I'm going somewhere else. She's going to watch the Spice Girls or something like that.
She's going to leave
far away from me. She
Liverpool,
City,
Spice Girls, Liverpool, Spice Girls.
Yeah. I think that was an easy decision for her.
So, John, just what got you into this? How long have you been doing this? What got you into it? Tell us.
Okay.
Health insurance.
Yeah. So I, at the time, I was an account director working in sort of central government sales via a supplier. And I was at a Prince's Trust event and I was kind of fed up of being a number and just every year target to go up. And I was in that system. And in my heart, I was looking around and I was seeing if I could try and find a way of becoming my own guy and work for myself and set up my own firm. But I'm just from a family of employed people. So it was a dark art, the idea of setting up on your own, and a scary one. And I just sat with two guys who were a part of Vitality at the Lord's cricket ground at a Prince's Trust event. And I was told I'm going to sit in between two insurance guys. And I thought this will be a long evening for me. And then they started talking about this model, which was Vitality. I was familiar with the adverts. I'd seen the little sausage dogs running around and things like that, and seen them around football grounds, but didn't really know how different it was to what I'd experienced around the life side of insurance and the health side of insurance, because it had a model all around changing behaviours and trying to get people fitter and healthier and reward them and educate them, help them understand their health. And I thought, wow, I really like that idea. I was always someone who played sport of some description, and always kind of felt that people who did more deserved discounts on, strangely on tax for health and things like this. And people did less. That was my own opinion. Right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that kind of thing. I believed in that, and I really liked the idea. And they went into it in a bit more detail, and then I went away and thought about it more. So I wonder if I could find a little network to work in, and maybe, I don't dare say moonlighting, start doing a bit of moonlighting, just to see if I could step off and just bridge that gap of the income to it's a big decision for this better than anyone, making that step. And eventually, after doing it for a little while and realising that people did like it, and it was a fresh idea, it was a 21st century type of approach to cover and the dirty word insurance. And the more I spoke to people, the more they liked it. And I thought, you know what, I think I might be able to build a couple of vertical strategies. So maybe one in sport and take it to grassroots sport and deliver a cashback plan to raise money in amateur sport. And then bring it into business as well, because I was fortunate. I worked for some big blue chips, and we had Bupa and Aviva and AXA. But this offered a lot more because it gave people rewards and benefits to prevent them having problems rather than only a claim if you're ill.
I think it's fair to say, isn't it, that we this time last week I was with one of the other sponsors of boot camp.
Saw that, yeah.
And that was really about business insurance. We're not talking business insurance today. We're talking effectively health insurance that looks after your personal well-being, your health, your fitness.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's very, very widely misunderstood, and it's seen as a cost rather than investment. Why is that, do you think?
Well, if you look at the market broadly for a minute, Gary, if you look at sort of some mega trends, things that aren't going to go away, you look at the healthcare system, which is fantastic if you're very poorly, but being exhausted. You look at the fact that more and more people are getting seriously ill, but not critically ill. You've got more and more people out there who don't have an abundance of savings. So if they're ill, it's difficult for them financially. So getting well quickly and getting good treatment's important. You look at the time it takes to get a GP appointment now. Yeah. My local GP is about 2.5 weeks, which means you can be sat at your desk ill for that period of time.
Not good.
More and more people are focusing on diet and fitness, but a lot of people need help. They need to be motivated. They need to understand their own health. A lot of people don't understand their own health. And people do want to be healthier, but they find it hard. The amount of people I speak to, even family members, who really do, my sister's bought every single different contraption to want to be fitter and healthier, but it's based on her own motivation. Right? She'll be on QVC, down to her motivation. And she fails because she hasn't got that reward. She doesn't understand the health, she doesn't know what to do, and she doesn't see benefits come her way on a regular basis. And that's what I really liked about this model. This model was built around helping people understand the health. So you get a medical. People are dropping dead with high cholesterol and high blood pressure. Such a shame. They didn't know. If they'd have just known, he could have fixed that. Diet, improving people's diet and helping people understand what's good to eat and what's not. And then obviously a huge one is helping people stop smoking. And that all sits within this world of vitality that's then linked to private medical cover, which means I've got a GP on my phone and I can get a referral very quickly.
So in my world, John, it's really simple for me, is that if you eat healthy and you exercise and you look after yourself, and you don't kind of consume huge quantities of products that are not clearly good for you.
Yes.
In my world, that has a knock-on effect to the energy level, and therefore ultimately the results you can deliver in your business. Yeah. Because if you're overweight and you drink 10 pints of beer a night and you smoke 20 fags a day, you don't have the energy levels and the motivation to turn up at work on a regular basis when the going gets tough. Yeah. On the flip side, if you're eating healthy and you're in great physical condition and you're sleeping well and you don't smoke and drink to excess, the energy levels that gives me, and certainly a lot of the clients I associate with, they get 20, 30, 40% more output at least because
That's a really good point.
So this is about promoting something that helps business owners. It's not just the negative side when you are ill, and this obviously covers when you are ill.
Mhm.
And we'll get onto that. But this is about stopping you getting ill and
Avoiding it.
Yeah, and getting better results in your business. We're not just talking about your personal health. We're talking about the result of that is better results in your business, right?
Absolutely. So an example of a firm down south that we recently brought on board, they had fairly large SME, if you like, there were 50 staff, and they had one of our competitors. And I asked them, we got the profile of their claims for that year, and everybody had been purchased centrally by the company. 50 people had received private medical cover. And he showed me their claims for that year, and 3 people had claimed. So a very small percentage of that firm had felt a benefit from the investment of the company.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to him about the idea that, you know, the business that we have would bring health and wellness experts into the workplace free of charge to teach people about nutrition and health and wellness, to provide a huge growing technology. Forbes has said it's going to be 20 billion by 2020, wearable tech, getting everybody to get wearable tech.
Absolutely.
So they can understand their steps, activity, their sleep, and all that good stuff. And then link that to an app on your phone which releases rewards on a weekly basis. It can be cinema tickets, it can be coffee, it can be half-price trainers, it can be champneys weekends, it can be flights, the list goes on. All big corporate partners that have been built. It motivates people to stay healthy, it gives them that lift. But what it also does is it means the applicability of it isn't 2 or 3 people have claimed that year. Every single member of his staff is now on a health and wellness program, and he's paying less than he was with his other competitor, because the claim profile is less, and that's because people are behaving in a better manner.
Because it is fair to say, if you are an employee, which the majority of people watching this are not employees, there is a benefit in kind, and therefore you pay tax on it.
Yes, there is.
So what you're saying there is 47 out of those 50 people are paying tax and say, I'm not getting any benefit. In your scenario, they might be paying a little bit of tax, but they're getting cinema tickets, spa weekends, reduced price trainers,
a huge one.
an Apple Watch
for £65.
You know,
and that monitors all the steps, that unlocks more and more rewards.
So they are getting rewards, even though so they're rewarded for not using it.
Correct. And that's why he won't cancel, because he says, I've got fitter staff. They've got competitions now on steps where they've linked people onto a ladder on the board of who is doing the most exercise in the week, and they're getting fitter. One of the things with Vitality I saw, which is a phrase I'd never heard of, was called presenteeism.
Yeah.
You heard, you know that, Gary, don't you? And I was sat listening, presenteeism, what's that? And he basically described the person who doesn't feel great. He's tired. They're not as fit as they could be. They're not eating as well as they could be. They're a bit sluggish. Their gut health mightn't be as well as they want, which leads to the mind and all this stuff.
Distracted,
and they're sat there, and they're actually there. They're being paid, but they're not really doing a great deal.
Present, but they're off.
Yeah. So that is a big thing in the workplace. Then obviously absenteeism. So for me, a big one that we're talking about, hours that people take off work to just see a GP. So typically, and we've all done it, why go for the 8 o'clock one and come in at your desk for 9:15? If you're in a job you don't thoroughly enjoy, you could book your GP appointment at 11 o'clock, which means you don't go in the morning, and then you roll in at lunchtime, and you've took half a day off for a half-hour consultation to maybe get some antibiotics.
But I know there's a couple of occasions recently where I've had to ring the doctors, and you've got to ring at 8 o'clock on the dot because they're not open until 8 o'clock. It's immediately on an engaged tone.
Yes.
So you're hitting redial. You get through after about 15 minutes. So clearly you've got through the queue. No appointments. So what do you want me to do? I'll ring back tomorrow. Same happens. So
it's frustrating. It's just resource, isn't it? We know everybody. I think most people love the NHS, but we know that there isn't an infinite amount of money, and there's more people getting ill.
But there's 2 issues, isn't there, with it? And you've got a story that you can share with us in a moment. There's 2 issues. If you are having to take time off to go see a GP, or you are sat at your desk ill because you can't get to see a GP, there's an issue there. But also from an employer point of view, having staff there that are present and not delivering work, or having staff that are off for half a day for a doctor's appointment, it's not good for either the employer or the employee, is it?
No.
So you've had a situation recently where you needed to take GP advice.
Yeah.
So rather than you ring your doctors at 8 o'clock and be in a queue of 40 other people, how does it work from a Vitality point of view?
Well, it's that. People see that. It's just a GP app on my phone.
Just show it up a bit closer.
So I literally just log into my app. I just walked into my spare room. So imagine it was an office.
Yeah.
Walked into my spare room. I booked an appointment, which took me a minute and a half. It's guaranteed you'll get an appointment within 48 hours. Mine was actually the next day. And it was, I've got a lump here in my eye, which you spotted the other day when we were out on a gin and tonic, but a lump here. And it's been here for a while, and I'm now getting a sticky eye in the morning. It's bothering me. It hurts. I spoke to a GP on a live call, so it was like this. It was face to face. He could see me. I'd sent him a photograph that I took a snap of, and he said, "Yeah, that needs removing with surgery." He said, "You need someone to go underneath, put a little cut in here and a tiny little suture." He said, "Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds, but it won't go away." I did that call. When did we speak?
Friday night.
So I did that call.
Bank holiday weekend.
On bank holiday weekend on the Friday. I'm booked in for that procedure next Tuesday at Spire with a senior consultant ophthalmologist.
And you've not left your armchair?
No.
So you've not lost work?
No.
You've not had to ring the doctors, queue in the doctors, spend half a day at the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
You saw an expert within 48 hours.
Yeah.
And you booked in for an operation within 10 days of that call.
Yeah.
What's not to love about that, right?
Well, the thing that I really like about it, again, just to come back to it, is that's brilliant because it's the first time I've used it. But I don't look at my cost. I pay, I think it's about 45 or 40 pounds a month for this. It's less as you have more staff, yeah? I get 25 pound a month for free cinema tickets with my partner, you know? We get our Ocado healthy food choices 25% off for buying vegetables and fruit, which is driving us to be healthier. So they're just some of the benefits. So I don't actually look at it anymore as a cost like you might have done with the traditional, where every month you pay, and if you're well, it sort of sails out your bank account. And you think, I'm a business owner, I've got 5 or 6 people I'm paying for here, and they're getting no benefit. You're actually offering them a perk box where they can go and join a gym half price, they can be fitter and healthier. And the employees absolutely love that. It's a full perk box being paid for by us, not by the employer.
So, because there is, like you said earlier, if people see a cost going out of their bank account but they don't get a benefit and they're not particularly ill, you know, what you're saying is that you're getting your money back and some without actually needing to take the medical side of things, because you're getting the cinema tickets, the healthy eats. So you're actually getting a return on that investment without any need for any medical support.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer, right?
I think, I mean, I'm biased. It's, you know, it's my passion and I am. But for me, at the moment, there is nothing else out there that competes with this. You can have anybody who works for all that, and they'll say their bit, but all I'm talking about, from a driving a behaviour, from rewarding that behaviour, and for getting something back every month in non-claim mode, we don't look at that in our household as a cost at all, and neither does the employees, the companies that we sold it to, because now they're offering an Apple, an Amazon, a Nike, a Virgin Gym, Nuffield Gym, Champneys, all that benefits package as part of the health plan, and it's making people very attracted to work for them. And every month they're getting fitter and healthier. They're not taking hours and hours off work. It's affordable. They're getting those benefits, but if they are ill, they're seeing someone fast, they're getting back into work. And there was one little thing that someone told me about not getting back into work quickly if you're ill. And that's how you feel out of it when you come back. So I knew someone who was quite poorly, not critically ill, but ill. And it took them 4 or 5 months to get all the treatment they needed to go back and do it. And by the time he came back in, they just fell out of it.
Yeah.
They just didn't feel as part of it as they were. They got behind on all the projects that were going on. There were new staff that came in, and changes and all this stuff. And it just fixes the problem quickly.
So why hasn't everybody got this? If this is a no-brainer, right? So it stops you drinking heavily, it stops you smoking so much, or it encourages you to reduce your drinking, encourages you to reduce your smoking, encourages you to eat healthier.
Yeah.
Gives you an MOT on your body when you join.
Every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
And you get all of these benefits around healthy eating, cinema tickets, trainer, spa weekends.
Yeah.
For a few quid, for the price of what? One night out, one meal?
Half your Sky.
Why half your Sky? Yeah. Why isn't everybody doing this?
Well, it's
Emma, give us a wave.
Hello.
Do you know this? I think you know this lady.
Yeah, she knocks around the place sometimes. I think that the main reason is just knowledge. It really is.
Awareness.
Awareness. Because when we get to people, when we get in to speak to people, we get an audience. We try to be, and my dad was a sales guy and his granddad was a sales guy, and I'm naturally that type of guy. But we're very gentle about it, because really, we don't really have to sell. We just sort of position it and say, this is what's available against what isn't. What else? Our competition. The competition, your Avivas, your Access, your Bupas, your WPAs, they all offer really good cover. But if you're not claiming, you're not getting anything else. This is a real 360 21st century approach. That's why it's award winning, and that's why you see it all over sports. So you see Joe Root, you see Jessica Ennis, Lon Coe, all these people all over the TV, because it's so sport and activity driven, and it's driving behaviours that's giving people back, which is reducing their claim profile, which saves the insurer money. And if that dynamic, for me, when I heard it, to be honest, I'm biased, I know I am, is genius. It's absolutely brilliant. So when we do share it with people, most people get it and like it. Most people we speak to get it and like it.
My experience is that for some of those other schemes, and they are good schemes.
They're good, great care.
But if you are not benefiting from it, so you're a healthy person,
Mm-hmm.
that what you do is you look at that cost going out of your bank account every single month,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point you go, I don't need to spend that 40 or 50 quid or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
so you cancel it. Whereas with you, you're getting all these extra benefits. So they're more compelled to stay with you than with some of the other schemes, because it's seen as a cost. Whereas with you, because you're getting all these additional benefits,
Mm-hmm.
it can be seen as an investment, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is that there's an excitement, there's a buzz about it. So when I was stood with another company who took it on, and we went, and there was an engagement kind of day where they bring in people who are GPs, they're called Vitality GPs. They come in their flashy branded Mini S Coopers, and they get out and they've got all kinds of stuff going on. They'll take your heart rate, your VO2, they'll teach you, they'll bring a nutritionist, they talk to people, engage with people, they teach them how to link their iWatch to the reward system, and they get about what's called your vitality age. So when I first did my vitality score, I thought, oh, it'll be younger, or it'll be bang on what it is, because I was going to the gym and all. My cholesterol was high. So why is my cholesterol high? And it said I was a couple of years older than I was. And I realised I was eating far too many eggs a week for protein, and I was eating too much red meat. So I changed that. Then I went from medical the year after, and then it brought it back down again. And then your vitality age comes down again, because you don't want to be older clinically than what you are. So it's just got all that little bit of intelligence where people feel, I know the cancellations are very difficult for the employer to do. And the reason being, once you give people what you giveth, it's difficult to take away. But there's no reason why they would. Where a lot of times you said, they spend all that money, only 2 people claim this year, I spent whatever it was, £1,000, or giving that out to all these employees, and only 2 people, I'll cancel it. They say, all my staff are getting fitter and healthier, people are stopping smoking.
Is there and so that's why it's a no-brainer, but is there a perception that these things are for larger businesses with multiple employees, and therefore it's not relevant to me? Because with this 5.7 million small business owners in the UK, SME businesses, and 5 million of those, give or take, have got one employee. They're a sole trader.
Mm-hmm.
Is it as relevant to them as a business with 20, 30, 40 employees? If I'm a one-man band, is this relevant to me?
Well, if you're a one-man band, if you're a one-man band, you exchange time for money.
Yeah.
If you can't work and you're ill, you're in trouble. Unless you've got tons in the bank, which a lot of these small companies don't. They're all growing, they're all trying to get there. So the idea for me of joining a queue in the NHS for something that I need to fix that's affecting my performance, or maybe even stopping me working, terrifies the life out of me. Now, I have got my partner works with the business, 1 or 2 other people, so I've got a little bit of leverage where I make some money from there, but not enough for me, who's driving all the stuff, to go, right, that's fine, I'll be well in 6 months. I need to see someone quickly. I need to get fixed and get back at work.
Mortgages to pay, bills to pay. Yeah,
it's just that does scare me. So that's just me. And there's different types of people. I work at this end of the knife now, so I see the bad news. And where other people think, and it's nice to feel that way. I'm invincible, I'll be fine. I'm healthy, I'm great, nothing's going to go wrong. But I think when someone's going to give you all these benefits, well, that gets rid of that objection. Yes, you might be fine, you might be fabulous, but you're still going to pay for itself with all these rewards. And if you're interested in your own health and you're interested in big benefits, we're professional shoppers now. We're an online community, so it's all online. then it's hard for people to say no, unless they just genuinely can't afford it.
So if I'm a business owner with one person, this is as relevant to me as a larger business.
100%.
So in fact, it's probably more relevant because there's a higher risk if you're off that you're not generating money.
They've got another hundreds and hundreds of people working, making the company money.
Yeah.
You're 100% of your money.
Absolutely. So this is about getting seen quickly, about getting the support without having to go to the doctors, But it's also about getting these additional benefits if you don't claim.
It just stops that bitter taste in your mouth at the end of the month when you've seen it for 6, 8, 12 months, that money go out your account, That's why there's churn in insurance.
Yeah.
People just go, I've had enough. I'm great. I'm healthy. I claim nothing from that. And they'll cancel it. But here they go, why would I cancel it? I've just been to Shamneys for £350 off with my partner. That's 7 premiums.
And it is tax deductible, right?
Yeah.
It is tax deductible as a benefit. So talk to your accountant. So, John, you've shared some great insight with us. How and obviously we really appreciate you joining us. We really appreciate you sponsoring boot camp.
That was a great experience.
How can people get hold of you? People that are going to ask questions. Andy, give us a wave. We're just about to wrap up, unfortunately, but how can people that have got questions about private health insurance, how can they get hold of you? How can they contact you?
Well, they can contact us on email, they can ring us, they can go to our website and just fill in the application on there to give us information that comes straight through. But we're based here as well, within the business club. We also have a tweet page, so people can drop a message into us there. So we are easy to get hold of. We've got a lot of sports clubs and a lot more businesses now coming to us. We were a lot of the time hunting for business.
Yeah.
But people, as the word's getting out, a little more people are coming to us, and we're asking them, is it difficult to get hold of us? And they say, well, no, we know your website. There's an opportunity to fill it in there.
Yeah.
We put our numbers. We're not perfect yet in the social media world. That's where you're going to help me.
No, but John, you're tagged into the post here. So anybody that's watching this, you're tagged in. They can just find you on Facebook, drop you a message, connect with you, and then just take it from there. Yeah. I'll also, if you want, I'll put a link of the website or your details in the post.
Brilliant.
So that anybody that's watching this either live or anybody that's watching this on replay can get hold of you. But look, from what I know of you, you're happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, challenging as they are. So, it's, as we say, nothing's for everyone. But in the main, the premise of this from sort of an ethical perspective, from a business perspective, from a helping people perspective, I think is great, because we all want to get healthier. We all want to prevent. We need to move into an age now where we're all taking more responsibility for our health. And that's the key for me.
Which starts with us trying to do a PB on the bench press later this afternoon.
Yeah, we're both being for a shoulder surgery. So you need to sign one of these up.
Sign a disclaimer. So just a quick note on boot camp. You did boot camp, didn't you?
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
Well, I'm a big believer. I mentioned this to you a while ago. I'm not just saying it here, but I'm a big believer in coaches. So in the long time ago, I mentioned there was me and a young lad, and we were both very similar standard at sport, similar size and shape, and we both started to play golf. My dad got me some coaching early on, and I avoided a lot of errors that I could have made. And after a year of playing golf, I was playing in one league and he was miles away because he'd got all these bad habits. So for me, going to the boot camp does a few things. First thing it does is let you know that there's help out there. 2, really, really good to just be honest with yourself, because I'm not very good at a lot of things. And when I started, I was trying to do everything. I remember once trying to design a T-shirt for Love My Club. I thought, I've got absolutely no skill in this at all. And then I was trying to do my own accounts, and I'm not very good at numbers. So there is help out there to work with people like you, Gary, like the people with Mike and whatnot within the business, to give you the pointers to say, play in the right position. If you're a centre forward, score goals, and don't try and be a goalkeeper. And when I came away, I realised I need help there, I need help there, I need help there. It's available, or it's affordable. And you get that coach, you're not going to make all these errors. And avoiding errors as a small business, errors in small business land are costly.
And so some great relationships, you have a little bit of fun, and you learn a few things that you can do differently in your business to stop you making some of those mistakes.
And then if you want to go further forward, there are flexible packages that you can go for, like we're doing one shortly, where you can do a deep dive right into the company. You've seen a hell of a lot more companies than I have, and you can say, John, there, and there. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
Absolutely. Well, I've just posted a link to boot camp, so that's us up on time for today. John, I don't think there's anything we've missed, is there?
No, and we had to do it in half an hour, or they're going to charge us 30 quid. So if we run, we'll be okay. But that was brilliant.
Yeah, we've nicked a meeting room for half an hour, and we got half an hour. So listen, John, thanks for your time.
Yeah,
have a great weekend.
Yeah,
we're just about to wrap up for the day and go do some bench pressing. But yeah, take care and thanks for joining us.
Brilliant.
Bye bye for now. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.